My child, you did not find this by accident. You were not mindlessly scrolling when your eyes landed here. Something in you recognized something in this before your mind had time to catch up. That pull you felt, that pause, that moment where your fingers stopped and your heart leaned forward, even though you could not explain why. That was not the algorithm. That was me. I arranged this. I have been arranging this for longer than you know, so stay, just for a little while, because what I have to say to you today is not something that can wait for a better time, and you and I both know that you have been waiting long enough for things to get better. Let me tell you what I already know about you, and I want you to notice how accurately I know it, because that accuracy is the first thing I need you to feel today. You are someone who has been carrying something heavy for a long time now. Something that does not have a clean name. Something that is not quite grief, and not quite fear, and not quite loneliness, but is somehow a little of all three at once. You carry it quietly. You carry it the way people carry things they have decided no one else will understand, or things they are too tired to explain, or things they are ashamed of in ways that do not make complete sense, even to themselves. You have gotten very good at functioning with this weight. So good that most people around you have no idea how heavy it is. But you know what it cost you to get out of bed this morning. You know what it feels like to hear a song or see something small and ordinary and have it crack something open in you without warning. You know what it is like to sit in the middle of your life. The life that from the outside looks fine or even good, and feel a hollow underneath it that no amount of activity or distraction or achievement fills. You know how it feels to pray and then hear nothing, and to wonder whether the silence means I am far away, or whether you are doing it wrong, or whether you have somehow disqualified yourself from the kind of answer you are asking for. I hear all of that. I hear the articulate prayers and the inarticulate ones. I hear the prayers that are just sighs. I hear the ones that are just tears falling in a parked car where no one can see you. I hear the ones you gave up on halfway through because the words stopped coming, and you were too tired to push through the quiet. Every single one of them reached me. Every single one. Here is what I need you to understand before anything else. You have not been forgotten. I know that might sound simple. I know your mind might want to move past it quickly and get to the part where something is promised or something is explained. But I need you to actually sit in that sentence for a moment before we go any further. You have not been forgotten, not by me, not even for a single breath of your life, including the breaths you took in the darkest seasons you have ever known, including the moments when the silence felt like proof of my absence. I was there. I am here, and I know you better than anyone who has ever loved you on this earth has come close to knowing you, because I made you. I know what you were made for. I know every scar and every dream and every fear you have never said out loud. And knowing all of it, I love you without reservation. That love is not something you earned. It is not something you can lose by doing the wrong thing, or thinking the wrong thought, or going through a season where faith feels more like effort than reality. My love for you is not contingent on your performance. It is not a reward for your best days. It is a fact about who you are to me, permanent and unshakable. And I need you to receive it today. Not as a concept, but as something real that lives inside your body. Something warm that settles in the part of you that has been cold for too long. Right now, somewhere else, there is someone sitting alone who needs to hear exactly what you just read. Someone who has been waiting without knowing what they were waiting for, to be reminded that they have not been forgotten either. Now let me speak to the specific things I see you carrying. I see the exhaustion first, not the kind that comes from not sleeping enough, though I see that too. I am talking about the deeper exhaustion, the bone-level weariness that comes from giving more than you receive for too long, from showing up for people who did not show up back, from hoping for things that kept not coming, from trying to hold situations together that were not yours to hold alone. You have been running on reserves that should have been replenished long ago. And somewhere inside you there is a part of you that genuinely wonders whether you have anything left. You do, I promise you, you do, but you were never meant to generate that from within yourself. And the reason you feel depleted is that you have been trying to do exactly that. You have been trying to sustain yourself on your own resources, and those resources were never designed to be self-refilling. They were designed to receive from me and flow outward from that. Come back to that source. Come back to me not as a last resort when everything else has failed, but as the very first place you turn, and let me replenish what has been emptied. What I can pour into you is not limited by what has been poured out. I do not run dry. I never have. I see the fear underneath the exhaustion, the fear that things will not change, that this is just what life is now, that the window for the things you wanted has somehow closed while you were not paying attention. The fear that you made too many wrong turns, that you spent too much time on the wrong things, that the version of your future you once believed was possible has quietly become impossible without anyone telling you exactly when that happened. You carry this fear carefully, the way you carry something you do not want to break, because if you look at it directly, it threatens to take you somewhere you do not trust yourself to come back from. I want to meet that fear directly. The window has not closed. The path is not gone. The future you were made for is not a fixed object that you can miss the way you miss a train. I am not a god of closed doors. I am a god who opens what no one can shut and shuts what no one can open. The timeline you are operating on and the timeline I am operating on are not the same. And what looks like lost time from where you are standing looks like preparation from where I am standing. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are exactly where I can work with you, and I am working. I see every one of them. I see the loneliness, even in the rooms full of people. The specific loneliness of feeling deeply unknown, of going through your days interacting with people who see some version of you but not the whole one, of smiling at the right moments and saying the right things while carrying privately the full weight of what is actually happening inside you. You have been lonely in that specific way for longer than you have admitted, and sometimes it comes with a secondary pain. The suspicion that there is something about you that makes that level of being truly known unavailable. Something in your particular makeup that keeps you at a certain distance from the warmth you watch. Other people inhabit with apparent ease. There is nothing wrong with your particular makeup. You are not assembled incorrectly. You are not too much or too little, or too complicated to be known and loved well. What you are is a person with a depth that requires something more than what most human connection can provide. And you have been trying to fill an ocean-sized need with the amount of water that ordinary relationships can hold. I am not diminishing those relationships, they matter. But only I can fill what is deepest in you. Only I can know you in the way your soul has been aching to be known. And when that deepest place is filled by me, the relationships around you transform, because you stop bringing your desperation to them and start bringing your overflow. That shift changes everything. I see the shame, the quiet, settled shame of the things you have done or failed to do that you have decided place you outside the reach of the best things. You have constructed a narrative about yourself that includes a verdict you render in the small hours of the morning when everything is still and the defenses are down, a verdict that says you are less deserving than you present yourself to be. You have accepted that verdict with a resignation that looks like humility from the outside, but is actually a wound, and you have been living smaller than you were made for because a part of you has decided that smaller version is what you have earned. I want to speak over that verdict, not around it, over it, with authority. It is wrong, not in a motivational sense. Not in the sense of someone trying to make you feel better with words that dissolve under pressure. Wrong in the sense that it contradicts what is actually true. And what is actually true is this: the price for everything you have done and everything you have left undone was paid in full, not partially, not conditionally, in full, which means the verdict that shame has been handing down in the quiet of your most private moments is operating on a currency that no longer applies to you. You are not what you have done. You are not the sum of your worst decisions or your greatest failures. You are my child, washed clean, received fully, and standing before me in a righteousness that you did not earn, but that I gave freely because I wanted you to have it. Receive that. Let it go into the places shame has been occupying and displace it. You were not made to be small. You were not made to live under a verdict that contradicts my word over your life. You were made for something that requires you to walk in the fullness of who you are in me. And it is time. I want to name something that has been happening to you that I do not think you have had words for. There has been a voice in your life, quiet and consistent, that has been rewriting the story of who you are. It does not announce itself as a voice. It presents itself as obvious truth. It sounds like your own thoughts. It says things like, "This is just who you are. This is just how your life works. People like you do not get to have the things other people have. You have seen the evidence. Look at the pattern. Look at the history. Look at how many times you believed something was going to change, and it did not." That voice is not your voice. It is not my voice. It is the voice of an enemy who understood very early that if he could get you to own his accusations as your own conclusions, he would not have to fight you from the outside anymore. You would fight yourself. I need you to hear this with the same weight you would hear anything I say. That voice has been lying to you, the pattern it points to. As proof of your limitation is not proof of your limitation. It is the evidence of war that has been fought over your life precisely because of what is in you, precisely because of what I put there, precisely because the enemy saw what I made when I made you, and understood that he needed to get ahead of it before you understood what you were carrying. He is not afraid of people who have nothing significant inside them. He is afraid of people who do, and the intensity of what you have been up against is itself a form of testimony about the magnitude of what you were made for. You are not losing. I know it feels that way. I know the losses have been real, and the setbacks have been real, and the moments of genuine defeat have been real, and I am not going to minimize any of that. But losing a battle is not the same as losing a war, and the war is not lost. I am in this war with you. I have always been in this war with you, and there has never been a moment, not one, where I looked at your situation and concluded it was too far gone. What I see when I look at your situation is a territory that still belongs to you, being contested by an enemy who has already been defeated in the realm that counts most. My victory on the cross was not symbolic. It was real. It was total. And its effects are available to you right now, in the specific circumstance you are in the specific battle that has been wearing you down. Stand in that, not in the feeling of strength, which may or may not come. Stand in the fact of it. The fact is firmer than the feeling will ever be. And as you stand in it, something in the invisible realm shifts, because an enemy who has been winning through deception loses his ground the moment the deception is named. You are naming it right now by receiving what I am saying. That matters more than you know. That matters more than you know. There is also something I want to say to the part of you that has been quietly grieving a version of your life that did not happen. The relationship that ended, the opportunity that closed, the season of health or stability or joy that came and went before you were ready for it to go. The version of yourself that existed before something happened and changed things. Grief is real. I am not in a hurry to move past it before you have actually moved through it, but I want to sit with you in it long enough to say this. Nothing that mattered has been permanently taken. Things have ended. Yes, doors have closed. Yes, but I am the God who does not waste anything. and I have been weaving the threads of what you lost into something that will make sense to you later. The painful chapters are not edits to your story. They are chapters, and the story is still being written. I know how it ends, and you are going to want to have lived every page that led to it. Now I want to speak to the situation you are currently carrying that feels the most stuck, the one you have prayed about so many times that you have almost stopped being able to pray about it freshly, because every prayer begins to sound like the last one, and you wonder whether repetition is wearying me the way it is wearying you. It is not. Bring it to me again. Bring it to me 100 more times, if that is what this season requires. I am not exhausted by your need. I am moved by it. Every time you bring that situation to me, you are making an act of faith, declaring that you believe I am capable and present, even when the evidence in front of you has not changed yet. That act of faith is not wasted. It is not mechanical. It is the evidence of something alive in you that the enemy has been working very hard to extinguish. And it has not been extinguished, which means it is still fuel, and I know exactly what to do with fuel. The situation is not forgotten. I have not moved past it or decided it was too complicated or determined that the window for intervention has passed. I am in it with you, every person involved in it, every door that is connected to it, every circumstance that feeds into it is within my reach. I am working in ways that have not yet become visible to you, which is not the same as not working. Trust the process even when the process looks like silence. The silence is not absence. The silence is often where the most important preparation is happening. I want you to know something about the people who have hurt you, the ones whose choices cost you in ways that still show up in your body when certain things happen. In the tightening of your chest, the flinching away from things that remind you of what happened, the way certain words or tones or situations still carry the weight of what someone did a long time ago. I am not going to tell you that what they did was not real or not serious. It was, and the cost was real, and I have seen every bit of it. But I need you to hear this. Carrying what they did is only hurting you. The wound has become a jail. And the terrible thing about that particular jail is that the person who locked you in it is often living freely while you are still inside. Forgiveness is not absolution for them. It is the key to your own door. It is the act that says, I am done letting what happened to me determine the size of my future. And I am not asking you to manufacture that in your own strength. I am asking you to bring it to me and let me do in you what only I can do. The freedom on the other side of that is not a small thing. It is one of the most significant things I will ever do in your life. Here is what I want you to do right now. 3 things, specific and real, not abstract. The first thing, say this out loud if you are able. If not, say it in your heart where I will hear it just as clearly. Say, I am done carrying this alone. I open my hands. I receive what you have from me today, Father. I am yours. Whatever version of those words feels true right now, say them. The declaration is not small. In the spiritual realm, that moment of surrender is seismic. It shifts things. It opens things. Say it and mean it as much as you are able to mean it right now, and I will meet you in the gap between where your faith is and where it needs to be. The second thing, think of one specific thing you are grateful for right now, not a category of things, one specific thing. The more particular, the better. The way a specific person laughed the last time you saw them. A moment of unexpected peace that came during a hard week. A time when something that looked impossible resolved in a way you did not see coming. Hold that specific thing in your mind and feel the gratitude for it, real and particular. This is not a spiritual exercise for its own sake. Gratitude recalibrates your perception. When you practice finding the evidence of my presence in the specific details of your ordinary life, you begin to see it everywhere, and seeing it changes everything about how you walk through what you are walking through. The third thing, there is someone specific who came to your mind while you were reading this. You know who it is. Maybe you have been thinking of them the whole time. Maybe their face appeared just now. That person is not an accident either. I know what they are carrying right now, and I know that they need what you have just received. Even if they would not use the language you use, even if they are in a different place with me than you are, even if they seem fine from the outside, send this to them, not with an explanation, not with anything complicated. Just send it. Let me handle what happens when it reaches them. Your act of sending it is itself an act of love that I will honor. And what comes back to you when you sow love like that will always be greater than what you sent. I want to close by telling you what I see when I look at you. Not what you see when you look in the mirror through the lens of everything you have not yet accomplished. Everything that has not yet come together. Every way you feel behind or broken or insufficient. I want to tell you what I actually see, because what I see and what you see are not the same thing at all. You have survived things that were designed to break you. You are still here, still reading, still leaning toward me even after everything that happened. Even after all the seasons that tried to convince you that leaning toward me was not worth the effort. That is not weakness. That is one of the most courageous things I have ever watched a person do. You have a capacity for love and for depth that the enemy has been systematically trying to convince you is too much, when in reality it is exactly what I placed in you on purpose. Exactly the thing that makes you able to carry what I am about to give you to carry. You are on the edge of a breakthrough that has been in preparation longer than you know, through more layers than you can see, in ways that the painful chapters were actually necessary to build. You are not at the end of something. You are at the beginning of something, and you are worth every single thing I have done and am doing and will do to bring you fully into it. I have been fighting for you. I am fighting for you right now, and I do not lose. So when you close this, walk away differently than you walked in, not because something changed in the world, but because something has been spoken over you that is true, and the truth has weight, and weight changes things. You are not forgotten. The situation you are carrying has not been abandoned. What I have planned for you is not a reduced version of what you once hoped for. It is more. It is always more with me. And when something shifts in the coming days, when a door moves or a weight lifts or a clarity arrives that was not there before, remember this moment. I spoke it before it happened. That is what I do. I speak things into existence, and I have been speaking over your life today. Go forward. You are not walking it alone. You never were. I love you. In a way that has no edge, no condition, no end. Amen.